Hey y'all, it's Ali. Welcome to Little Hill Homestead. We are on day 2 for you guys of our, what we're hoping to be 30 plus freezer meal adventure. It is now 4:30 in the afternoon to us. I had split it because one, I don't think my phone will hold that much data, but two, because otherwise it's just gonna be like 2 hours to you guys, which I think it's already gonna be an hour each, which I don't even know if I wanna be with myself for an hour each day. Anyways, we're getting started on day 2. I'm getting some pots of water going for day 2. Today is gonna be more dump and goes and then some casserole type stuff. So I'm pre-cooking some pasta. I'll bring you along for the ride. Our ingredients are getting dwindled on the counter and we're running low on meat. So this is progress. Stick along for the rest of our freezer meals. Our freezer is getting very, very full and it's exciting. Let's go check out day number 2. Okay, the next one is called Mongolian chicken. I got this for my niece Kat, and you can do it with chicken or with beef, your choice. She said, I've only tried it with chicken, and I had to modify it just slightly to make it freezer okay, but such is life. Anyways, so we have 2 chicken breasts. I just threw them into our baggie. To that, we are going to add, it calls for a cup of soy sauce. We try to be salt conscious, and so I did half a cup of soy sauce, half a cup of water, but if that isn't an issue for you, add all the soy sauce in the world, y'all. Well, maybe not all, just stick with the 1 cup. The next thing we need is going to be 3/4 cup of brown sugar. I'm going down my list. I've only made this a couple times, and so I don't have it memorized, like sometimes I do. I'm not sure where she got this one because she sent me a screenshot. 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. I'll ask her where she got it. I don't think she made it up because it looks like it's a website, but it says Google. 2 tablespoons of garlic going in to the mix. You need a tablespoon of red wine vinegar. On our pantry list, we just put vinegar. I'm gonna assume that you're gonna have some of the vinegars. If you don't have red wine, just use white or apple cider or whatever you do have. Vinegar is kind of just vinegar at this point. So there it is. You need a tablespoon of gochujang. I don't have any, so guess what we're using? Sriracha. So we just got 1 tablespoon of that. I do like gochujang better. It doesn't have the same flavor as sriracha, but when you don't have it, you've got to just deal with what you got. The next thing we need is 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper. It also says you can use gochugaru, Korean chili powder. I don't have that. I've never heard of that. So I'm gonna go with my 1.5 teaspoons black pepper. I like when they give you alternative things because, you know. We need 1 teaspoon of grated ginger. We grated that yesterday. 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. I'm getting to the bottom of my sesame oil and I don't have a backup. So I'm hoping that I don't need it in any of the recipes because that's it, y'all. We're out. I'm gonna have to go to the Asian market and get some. Actually, this one's from Trader Joe's. I liked this one, and price-wise, it was really not too bad. We've got, that's it. Everything's in the bag. Okay, so this one, we will throw into a crock pot and let it cook on low all day long. We're gonna do the same thing that we did in some of the other ones. You're gonna pull a little of the liquid out. Add some cornstarch. It's got 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Put it back in, let it go for like another 30 minutes, and it's gonna make a beautiful like sauce to go with it. So this one you serve over rice. And my niece was telling me that she loves to do it with a cucumber salad, which is really easy. You just use a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of honey. That's what we typically do, maybe a little sesame oil. But there's recipes all over the internet for that. Or you can serve it with some broccoli. That's what we did when we had it. Either way, if I had some frozen broccoli, I have broccoli over there, but I think it's for another recipe. I don't think it was for this one. If you have some frozen broccoli, do some rice, pop it in your freezer, you're good to go. But that's our Mongolian chicken. We're just plugging away, y'all. Okay, next one. All right, you guys, the next one is chicken tinga tacos. This is another one that's a little bit spicy, but not too bad. We like to shred this one up and serve it in just corn tortillas. We'll throw some avocado and some cheese and maybe cilantro, tomato, onion, that type of vibe with it. If you want to make Mexican rice to go with it, you totally can. Can of black beans, you're set. I have 2 chicken breasts in my bag. To it, I'm gonna just drizzle them with a little bit of olive oil. Not a ton, maybe a couple teaspoons. We're gonna add 1 cup of chopped onion to it, which is about 1 onion. The next thing we need is 2 garlic cloves minced. Again, this is all stuff that we did yesterday so that I can jam through these today for you. I'm gonna have to turn the air down though, because all of a sudden, I think it's just because I'm moving so much, but it's the heat of the day at this point, I think too. I need 2 chipotle peppers in adobo. If you haven't heard of these, they have some heat. With this can, we use them often enough, but it's basically little chilies in an adobo sauce. We need 2 of them. Just, you can pluck them out and throw them in there. I will take everything else that's left in this can and put it in a Ziploc and throw it in my freezer. Then the next time I need a chili and adobo, like our chili from it, I just break one off. It's really easy. Then you don't waste a whole can because like there's not too many things that require a whole can of it. Okay, next thing we need are spices. I have 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, half a teaspoon of cumin. Like I said, this has definitely got a Mexican-y vibe with the spices and the herbs that we've got. You need 3/4 of a cup. Where's my measuring cup? My husband's being helpful and he took my measuring cup. Did you take my plastic one? Yeah.
I did.
It's okay. He's being my sous chef of my super helper today because he knows I'm getting near an end. You need about 3/4 of a cup, so about half of this can is gonna go in here. Again, I will freeze the other one or make yourself a second baggie of this. I misjudged my chicken, I think, a little bit. So I was gonna make 2 bags of this. I don't think I have enough to do that. So I will save the ingredients possibly in just a Ziploc and then add my chicken when I have some again. What else we got? We need a little bit of chicken bouillon, just a little scoop, not too crazy, maybe a teaspoon of it.
I feel like I can't wash any more dishes.
Okay, there you go. Have at it, Hoss. And that's it. Sometimes when I put this in the crock pot, I will throw maybe like a half a cup of water on it just to help it break down. Kind of keep an eye on it. But this one goes in the crock pot. Again, we put it on low. The chicken is gonna release some natural juices to make it a little more moist. But that's it, you guys. The chili and adobo is gonna break down. If you see big chunks of it, like I'm squishing it with my fingers while it's in the bag, because you don't want a big chunk of chili and adobo. It is quite spicy, but it'll break down as it cooks. So I think they're all smashed now though. All right, there we go. Chicken tinga tacos, y'all. Like I was saying, serve them up in some tacos. Your easy meal, easy. Are you guys still with me at this point? Because I think that I'm not even with me anymore. The next one we're gonna be doing is chicken parmesan casserole. This can be done 2 ways. We're gonna be doing it in a Ziploc. If you have room in your freezer to do this in like a foil pan, you can as well. I'm limited on freezer space. I'm gonna be honest, we're halfway through and my freezer's getting packed. So, it's fine. If worse comes to worse, we're just gonna eat these meals for the next few days to try to clean some out. So it's cool. I have 1 chicken breast diced into tiny little pieces at the bottom of my bag. To that, I'm gonna add 12 ounces of bow tie pasta. If you wanna use penne or something like that instead, you totally can. If you're doing this in a pan, you will add the water to it now. We're not gonna do that till we actually go to make it, just because of space. I think we're good with that amount of pasta. It's 12 ounces. To that, we are adding, 3 cups of marinara sauce. This is 1.5 jars of marinara. I know some of you guys are gonna be like, you didn't get my scraper out. You guys have sent me so many scrapers and I'm so thankful. And I never remember to grab them even though they're literally right there. The next thing I need is in here. I have 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, and 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. I'm using Himalayan pink salt because that's what I had, but it's cool, whatevs. The next thing we need, is I was saying that you can add water or chicken broth when you actually make this. You need 3 cups. I'm gonna add water when I do mine, so I am gonna add just a big scoop of chicken bouillon to it now so that I have my flavor in there. So when I go to cook it, I'm gonna add 3 cups of water, put it into a 9x13 pan. Let me throw this over here. Come back, Ali. Where are you going? She's not even talking anymore. She's just walking around the kitchen. So you're gonna take this, dump it in a 9x13 pan, add 3 cups of water to it, and give it a good stir so that everybody's incorporated and everything looks good and juicy, essentially. Then you're gonna bake it at 400 degrees for 40 minutes. Take it out, give it a good stir so that all your pasta and everything is incorporated really well. Everybody's looking happy. And then you're gonna sprinkle it with this, which we're also gonna put in the freezer. This is 1/3 of a cup of shredded Parmesan cheese, like the fresh kind, not the kind that Shawn used on the meatballs. 1 cup of mozzarella cheese and 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs. Sprinkle these over the top, and then you're gonna bake it for an additional 15 minutes to get this all melty and good. We're gonna put that all in the freezer together. Like I was saying, you can either put these together. I just wrap them up so that I know to grab both. You could, if you're a genius and you have like trays in your freezer, which is probably wise, it's easier, but we don't. We just shove stuff in there and hope that you grab the right things. So there you go. That's our chicken Parmesan casserole in a bag. Anyways, okay, off to the next one, you guys. I know I told you guys this. Don't forget to hydrate. I feel like I'm losing stamina really quickly. Not gonna lie. But I also have had like no water. Shawn's doing the best he can to keep up with my dishes and sous chef me anywhere he can. I would highly recommend having a friend, because if I was in my own head like this all day, wow, you don't want to be there. Okay, so this one is going to be a cilantro lime crock pot chicken tacos. This one, another one that shreds up and you put in tortillas or on like a burrito bowl type of thing, or put it in burritos, y'all, like with some rice and stuff like we did earlier. It's delicious. It has a little sweet kick. We dig them. So I have 2 chicken breasts in the bottom of my bag. They're not cut up. They're not anything. They're cleaned. That's it. Just clean your chicken, y'all. To that, we are going to add 1 can. Excuse me if you just heard that in my mic. Water. I have a throat issue. I have an esophageal issue, and you don't need to go into that. Canned corn. You can use frozen as well. I almost use frozen, but honestly, we are trying to kind of like clean through our pantry. This is a great chance to do that, because man, I found some stuff that I'm like, that's a good thing we're using that, because we're getting close to the end of that expiration date. We have 1 can of black beans, rinsed and drained. So Shawn took care of that for me. We have half of a red onion. Remember yesterday we cut it into slivers like that? Well, half of this is gonna go in this bag. They're gonna break down, but still be like a nice, beautiful consistency in your finished tacos. After that, we need a little bit of bouillon. You know what, if I do this backwards and add my garlic, then I'll have my spoon for my bouillon. You need 2 cloves of garlic. And we have just a little bit, I wouldn't even say it's a full teaspoon of chicken stock. I would maybe do half of a teaspoon, probably. All right, she's getting delusional. I'm just kidding, I'm not getting delusional. To this, we got the garlic. We are adding some salt, some cumin, coriander, and that's it in this container. I might have to go take like a mental break after this just to get my brain back together. We have 1 lime. I'm zesting. No, I'm not zesting this. I'm juicing this directly into the bag. He's having his own dance party. Awesome.
I think she's doing pretty amazing. She's knocking all this stuff out.
Hey, I won't have to cook for 30 days. Keep reminding myself that.
Until I ask her to make something else, I know. Right?
You're not getting anything else. This is it. This is it. I'm going to sit on the couch for the next 30 days and do nothing.
You don't need to apologize to anybody. You're doing amazing.
A couple tablespoons of honey. That's where you're going to get that little sweetness from. We have a kid in our house that likes honey. If you want to do a little extra, by all means, you do you. I love that you can adapt recipes to what works for you. I hate cilantro. I didn't used to. Since COVID, it tastes like foot. Which is why we're going to add it to this recipe. So it's about 1/4 a cup of chopped up cilantro going in the bag. That's it, you guys.
I'm trying to pay attention to the microphone here. We don't eat feet in this house.
We don't eat feet.
Funny comment.
They taste like foot. I don't know what a foot tastes like, but I would assume it's what cilantro tastes like to me now. It used to be so refreshing. It's, No. Anyways, you guys, how do we cook this? Okay, you could put it in your crock pot. I usually stick it in the fridge overnight. See this like common trend. The night before we're gonna make a recipe, I like to go and pull it out of the freezer so that I have my next day kind of prepared for me. If not, I do a daily calendar. I write down like what I need to do in a day. And the first thing every day is dinner prep. Because if I don't dinner prep, there's a high probability we're going to be calling Little Caesars. Just saying. So, pull this out the night before. Pop it in your refrigerator. In the morning, throw in your crock pot, just like this. And then, when you get home, shred that chicken up, and it's gonna be this beautiful bean, corn, chicken mixture that you get to eat in some tortillas, like I said, a burrito bowl. Think outside the box if you wanna throw it in burritos, but it's got like some extra goodness to it. We do another one like this. I didn't do it on this recipe thing, but it has cream cheese in it, so you can throw that in too. Anyways, I'm gonna go pop this in the freezer and reset for yet number 4,599, I feel like. I need you guys to virtually cheer me on at this point. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm thinking, so I have some ideas. This, by the way, is gonna be some chicken stir fry.
Go, Ali, go!
Go, Web, go. I'm thinking, Shawn and I have been talking about this, and we had a couple of other ideas. If you guys are enjoying the freezer meal idea, you're gonna have to wait till my freezer has room in it for this, but we have two ideas. One is to do like a more frugal version, maybe less meat or using more cheap meats. Number two is to do ones that are specifically breakfasts. So if you guys have some freezer meal ideas you wanna see, let me know. I'll tell you what that was in just a second. So we had one zucchini we put in the freezer yesterday. We sliced it into rings. Zucchini doesn't freeze well. You can leave it out if you think the texture is gonna be funky. I throw it in there because once you cook it, it kind of falls apart anyways. This is 3 chicken thighs. I cut them up into small, like bite-sized pieces. For the sauce I just put in there, it's a half a cup of soy sauce, a half a cup of either chicken broth or water with some chicken bouillon. That's what I did. 1 tablespoon of honey, teaspoon of sesame oil, a teaspoon of rice vinegar, a tablespoon of fresh ginger. I didn't put that in yet. There it is. And let's put some garlic cloves in there. That's kind of your base of your sauce part. So this one you defrost the night before, and this one you actually just cook in a pan and then serve it over rice. So I like this one because you can have dinner on the table in like 20 minutes. I am gonna add, I don't think mushrooms freeze very well. Normally if I'm making this fresh, I will use fresh, but canned mushrooms, just 1 can going in. Those were drained, by the way. 1 can of water chestnuts. If you haven't tried a water chestnut, they're really delicious and you might actually like them more than you think. They freeze really well and they add a like nice crunch, especially like with frozen veggies. Some of them break down a little weird. They don't, they do really well with it. You need about 2 to 3 large carrots. I cut these ones up yesterday, so we had them ready to go. And omit any veggies you don't like and add anything you do. Like I love pineapple. Some people in my family don't. We don't add it. Sometimes I'll add it, but not this time. We have 1.5 cups of fresh broccoli. That's the last of our broccoli. We have onion. This is that sliced onion that we did in strips. I'm gonna add about 1 onion's worth. I'm interested to see how close I got because, I will tell you the truth right now. Because, we keep it real around here at Little Hill Homestead. My original meal list may have to be adjusted slightly because, and I'll show you why in a few minutes. I ran out of chicken. I'm out of chicken breasts and I need it for one more recipe. So originally we had chicken fajitas on here, sheet pan chicken fajitas. I basically just gonna throw the last of this onion and the last of this bell pepper in a bag with some chicken, and then you just add fajita seasoning, which we have on the channel already. Throw it on your sheet pan. I cook in the oven at 350, 375 for about a half an hour, and you just stir it until it's done. We're not having that though because we done ran out of chicken. So much for my 60 hours of planning. This is real life. Anyways, there's our bell pepper. If you want to add more, go for it. I'm kind of thinking that whatever veggies are left over at the end, I might throw back into some of these bags based on what room we have. So that's your stir fry, you guys. Like I said, this one is nice because it's got lots of veggies, got that protein from the chicken, and it has a really nice light sauce. We serve it over rice. You could do it over like noodles as well if you prefer, and it's an easy one to cook up really quickly. In the freezer that one goes. You know what is sad? I feel like I've been cooking for 16 hours, and then after we did like over an hour lunch break, I'm really only like 4 hours of cooking. So really I should just drink more Mountain Dew. Let's be real. Okay, so this one, we like this one because it's really simple. We do this a lot on like quick and easy nights, so much so that our kids were like, Ma, you gotta stop doing this. Like, we're over it. So what I love about it is it uses canned chicken. So it takes 2 cans of canned chicken. We get the ones from Costco or from Sam's Club. You guys know we like to keep some emergency food, and one of the things we do have is canned chicken because it can go really far and it lasts a really long time. So 2 cans of that going in. It breaks down perfectly and nobody will really know. We have done this with chicken breasts and then cooked them and then shredded them. It's too much effort, you guys. Just buy some cans. The next thing we need 2 garlic cloves minced. That's about it. We need 1/4 cup of diced onion. I'm using a really fine diced onion because I don't like when you get big chunks of it in here. This is about 1/4 cup of really finely diced onion. We do big and my kids pick at it. So, you know, this becomes kind of, not mutilated, that's the wrong term, but it comes, you'll see. Just cook it, you'll see. The next thing we need, I have a mix right here. This is 1/2 cup of hoisin sauce. Hoisin sauce is like, I believe it's made with plums, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. It has like a spicy, not spicy hot, spiced flavor. I think it has like nutmeg or maybe allspice. It's delicious. It's slightly sweet. You will enjoy it. If you don't, my bad. Allie's real personality just showed up. I'm sorry. To that, we also have 2 tablespoons of soy sauce.
It is plum based and it has a sweetness to it. The spicy that she's talking about is like a
allspice, nutmeggy.
Yeah,
like Asian-y.
It's not spicy.
It's probably an
in
Asian
the
5
hot
spice.
sense.
Yeah, it's probably Asian 5 spice.
It's got spice to it, almost like a
Asian 5 spice.
almost like or spiced apples, something like that. Like
spiced apples, y'all.
Well, when you say spicy, spicy doesn't mean hot.
Cinnamony or like that kind of
something
spice.
like that.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm not giving him crazy looks. We also need, I got the 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of water. It needs 1.5 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. You can use whatever vinegar you have, again, with this one. A tablespoon of freshly grated ginger is in here, and a tablespoon or 1/2 tablespoon of sriracha, depending on how spicy you want to go. Look at me. You see? You see. If you see it, you know. She got a spatula, y'all. If you go back to the old days, I never used spatulas. I just, yeah, you know, it's fine. The next thing we need are water chestnuts. You can cut them or leave them whole. I forgot to cut them, so we're gonna put them in whole. It's just fine. I need 2 green onions, thinly sliced, so I'm just gonna take a handful of our green onion and pop it in there. And that's it. So this one, like I was saying, you're just gonna defrost it night before, pop it in your refrigerator, let it defrost in the fridge. I should have cut the water chestnuts. Nobody will care. And then this one, you literally just heat up on your stovetop. You want to do it long enough to cook that garlic and the onion down, but really, there's not a lot in here. How do you serve this? So you can serve over rice. That's what my kids like. Shawn and I will do it either butter leaf lettuce. You buy it almost like a live looking head of lettuce. We do that. We take a couple pieces, you put this in it. We like to add a little bit of short grain rice that we've cooked so it's kind of sticky underneath it. That's what my kids eat it on. But those are our 2 suggestions. So I'm just gonna massage this so that our chicken starts to get that yummy hoisin sauce mixture on it. And that is it, you guys. Appreciate that one. Going in the freezer. So in all my planning.
You're live.
I'm like a, one of those like, and this is scene 3,495,600 cut. Anyways, one, I told yourself to keep yourself hydrated. So we're doing another Diet Mountain Dew because y'all, we're gonna make it through this.
And we're live with Ali from Little Hill Homestead. When we say live, we'll probably post this in 2 days.
That's probably like 2 weeks. It's still Christmas in August. July-August as we're calling it.
July-August.
July-August.
That's fantastic.
They're getting like a lot of repeat videos. But
Let me get out of our way. I'm going to get out of our way.
I told somebody, they emailed me.
If you know anything about us, I'll never get out of her way.
And never get out of my way.
I won't right now.
So one of you guys was saying, like, you are doing a lot of repeats. And I was like, I promise you, the only reason we're doing it is, one, I really had to do a lot of prep work for this video, more so than any video I have ever done. Two, there are so many new subscribers to our channel that I really wanted to showcase some of the videos we worked really hard on previously that maybe just didn't get seen a lot, but we felt you might want to see. So that's why we did a lot of repeats for July-August, Christmas and July-August. I hope this makes up for it. If it doesn't, my bad. We'll just move on. Anyways, I just realized I was going through our videos, and one thing I forgot is I was gonna do a beef stew, and I realized I forgot to get a second chuck roast. So that's 2 recipes out. So we're down to 28 now of the 30. I might have to make this up, and next time do 32. It won't be happening. Maybe next time we'll do 15. If he falls, you guys can put laughing emojis below. Anyways.
Because if you're almost 50.
We're not. We have 3 years till we're 50.
You got to be very careful about this thing.
So, we're almost done with our dump and goes. I think I have one more, and then we will be moving on to the ones.
Am I annoying you
There's
yet?
2. You always annoy me. Isn't this marriage, y'all? I think we have 2 dump and goes left. We have a crock pot, honey sesame chicken, and a barbecue pork skewer, Filipino barbecue pork. Filipino. Anyways, we have those to go. I just had to take a second to kind of regroup. But y'all, we're like, I was thinking like we've done like 5. We haven't. We've done like 20. So I'm not too shabby. I'm not too shabby. Okay, this one is called honey sesame chicken. And ironically, I ran out of sesame oil. So I won't be adding that, but the recipe, of course, will be on the blog as well. I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit them all below. It'll be on the blog. Just go look for it. This one, actually, one of you guys sent us, and it is from a website called Skinny Taste. So we actually haven't tried it before, but looking at the ingredients, I know it's our type of thing because one, it has honey, garlic, soy sauce. I mean, we like Asian-y inspired stuff in our house. I think our children think they are Asian. So
if you use the sesame oil, it does help. It's gonna
make it more sesame.
But if you have the garlic and the ginger, it kind of makes up for it.
Yeah, so we'll be okay. If I buy some before I cook it,
so if you're missing sesame oil in your life, make up for it right there. And
you should have some sesame oil, though.
And if you're missing ginger in your life,
use ground.
Sesame oil makes up for it. So it does kind of all work.
Oh my gosh. So in this bag, I have 2 pounds of chicken thighs. They are not cut up or anything. They are whole. We are going to be adding to that. Oh, black pepper to taste. I forgot that. Hold on. So it says to take this black pepper and sprinkle it on the chicken first. So we're just gonna do apparently that much. That was a little much, but that's okay. We don't mind some pepper in our lives. And then I'm just gonna squish that around on the chicken really quick. All right, we good, we good. There you guys go. This is the last of our raw chicken. I think this is the last chicken recipe. Hallelujah. I feel like I have done a lot of back-to-back Asian-y themed ones, and we'll make up for it later, I promise. So the next thing we need, in this container, I have a half of a cup of soy sauce and 5 tablespoons of honey. We get our honey from Azure Standard. If you're new to Azure or haven't heard them before, they're an online co-op. We really enjoy their honey especially, but we get an order from them every month. There'll be a link below. And then the chicken we actually get from ButcherBox, which we also really, really enjoy. So their chicken thighs come in 3 individual containers, and we enjoy them. There you guys go. The next thing we need is 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste. And then in this, I also put the sriracha that you're gonna need. We started getting a glass bottled tomato paste from Azure Standard because I feel like I was throwing a lot of cans away or putting it in the freezer. I find that this one I'm really enjoying because it's in a glass container. I can just open it, use what I need, and I'm good to go. Okay, the next thing we need, 3 tablespoons of no, that's not red wine vinegar. It's white wine vinegar. What is it? Rice wine vinegar. Why are there so many vinegars, y'all? Let's just put that out there right now. Then after the rice wine vinegar, you're gonna need 6 garlic cloves minced. I love a lot of garlic, so I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna kind of do that. we're gonna be okay on this one. Good thing Shawn did extra because I feel like I've added extra garlic to every recipe, but I'm one of those people, if it says this much, 3 times it. You know, it's just what it is. After that, we have 1.5 teaspoons of grated ginger. Shawn just did that for me because I think I was supposed to add powdered to one of our recipes, and I added fresh. My bad. It's fine. It's the same. You know, it's fine. Let's see. This is a new recipe to me, which is why I'm saying and having to look at my sheet a lot because I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. It sounds like it's gonna be delicious, so I'm cool with it. Normally, after that, you would add 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, not featured, sesame oil. Then you're gonna add the sriracha we added. We have a tablespoon of sesame seeds. This is another one we get from Azure Standard because you can get a pound of them for like $2.32 or something wild. Where at the grocery store, I was like, yeah, I'm not buying them here. We use them a lot for tahini. We make our own tahini. I think that's the last thing is some scallions, you guys. So we're gonna just add about 4 scallions worth. I'm gonna save a little because I think there might be one more recipe I need these for, and I don't have any more green onion. I used it all. So we'll save that up over there. This one is another one that at the end, you would take a little bit of the liquid out, make a slurry with a tablespoon of cornstarch, and put it back in. This one you can serve over rice, or probably tacos. It's an Asian inspired, I was saying it's Mexican. It's not Mexican. Why would sesame chicken be Mexican? Y'all, whew, train's leaving the station now. This is painful to watch. For me too. Anyways, this one you serve with rice because it's Asian, and that's not the only reason. That sounded wrong.
I promise you it's not painful.
It's so painful.
It's absolutely amazing. You guys keep watching this, and the meals end up being perfect. They really do.
I would serve this with some broccoli or some Asian-inspired vegetables.
But my wife is getting a little tired today. Like, I mean, in a good way, not that way.
Shawn was just saying, well, you said you were going to do this in 2 days. And I said, no, I'm splitting the video into 2 days. We're doing all these today because girlfriend is like not going to cook ever again. But and if you're new to the channel, I refer to myself as girlfriend a lot. It's just like a third person thing. Anyways, that is it for our Asian honey sesame chicken. My brain. Anyway, serve it over rice with your favorite Asian inspired veggies. I like to do bok choy, like grill some up. That's a favorite of mine when we're doing Asian stuff. And then of course the cucumber salad or that kind of.
But if you guys want Asian Mexican chicken, Ellie makes the best.
We did it.
She makes the best.
All right, this is going in the freezer. Whoo, okay. We still have more to go, y'all. Okay, I think this is the last dump and go, you guys, of our day. The never-ending day. Anyways, this one is Filipino pork. It is sweet and we like it. We serve it with rice. Again, I feel like everything. You can do fried rice, or if you wanted to do, we typically do fried rice or white rice, and we serve it with lumpia, which is like a Filipino egg roll, but better than an egg roll. And we usually do bok choy with it. But this is gonna be the meat only, and then you're gonna have to add stuff on the other end to make your meal. So this one is a pork tenderloin. The pork tenderloin, when you buy it, we buy it from Sam's Club. It comes with 2. We used one in one of our other recipes, and then we used this one in this recipe. So what I do is I take the tenderloin. That's not a good example because that was the end. And I cut it into thin strips and pop them in the bag. So this is 1 pork tenderloin. This would feed 3 to 4 people. Normally I would buy 2 pork tenderloins and do both of them, but I needed it for another recipe. So it is what it is. We have a bunch of ingredients in here. I need a cup of chopped onion going in. This one has a bunch of ingredients. I'm just gonna run down the gamut of what they are. So yesterday we used a Dr. Pepper in one of our recipes. I reserved what was left, and so this has a 1/3 cup of Dr. Pepper. You can use cola or root beer, Coke or root beer as well. It has a 1/4 cup brown sugar. It's got a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, a 1/4 cup of ketchup, 1/4 cup of, I used rice wine vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar as well. 3 garlic cloves, minced. I forgot those. I'll grab them. 3 garlic cloves minced, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Actually, I leave the salt out because the soy sauce is salty enough. So this one, where did I originally have this from? I don't even know. We've been making it for years. I printed this in 2020, so we've been making this for 5 years. Thank you. We need a couple garlic cloves.
She said cola, so she printed this in 1970.
Apparently, right? There's our garlic. My bad on that one. Oh, I should apologize. Our phone was about to die. We film with our iPhone, and my microphone needs to connect through the charging port, and our phone was about to die because it's been quite a few hours of this. So if the audio changes, it will change back. I don't need your comments because I know you guys love to comment on my audio. I promise you, I'm aware. So what else do we have in here? The lemon juice, and then some red pepper flakes and a little bit of sriracha. It has like, because of the ketchup, it has like a different flavor than like a teriyaki, but it has kind of the same-ish profile. We're gonna dump that right in there. The brown sugar is sitting at the bottom. And this one, all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my spatula, child cheater, and give this just a little stir to get everything kind of incorporated in there. This one's more like a meat marinade. Like I was saying, you're gonna have to bulk it up on the other side with some veggies or rice or whatever you wanna do with it. This one, to cook, you defrost it. Throw it in your fridge and let it defrost overnight. This one is really fast and easy because you can either throw it on the barbecue and let it cook just really quick on the barbecue. If you wanna skewer it up, which is the traditional Filipino way to do it, you can, but we don't wanna do that. So, we don't. I just cook it flat on the barbecue. It's a beautiful, like, I don't know, it's not too wet like a marinade would be. It's a nice barbecued meat. Put that with your rice, your veggies, whatever else, and it's just delicious, you guys. So whatever marinade is left, just chuck in the trash can. But you just take them out of the liquid, barbecue them up. There you guys go. There's our Filipino, mahokito. If you're from the Philippines or know Tagalog, mahokito. Our sister-in-law is from the Philippines, so she's taught us a few things. So what do we know? We know salamat po, we know mahokito, we know kamusta ka, we know, I took them all.
Say, if you are listening to this and you speak Tagalog at all, then we'd only have a few things we butcher it. But salamat po.
We were at Walmart, and where we live, we do not have a high Asian population. And as soon as I see somebody from the Philippines, I traditionally know just because of family. And so I said, Shawn, that lady's from the Philippines. And he goes, how do you know? So then he, of course, knows too. But then he looks and she said, oh, this aisle's open. So we walked by and Shawn says, what did you say?
I said salamat po.
Which is like, thank you.
And she was walang aliman.
Walang aliman. And then she
stopped and went, what is this guy doing?
What is this white guy doing?
She answered so quick. She answered so quick, like it was like I was like, oh, that's. I was like,
I must have gotten it close enough.
Yeah. So once again,
and then she's like,
if grace is true, please give us this grace a little bit. But we have 3 or 4 sayings in Tagalog that we know, and one of them is that.
Yeah, but it was funny. Her face, she was like,
she loved it.
But then she, of course, came and talked to us for a while, like, how do you know? And then
I was like, well, my sister-in-law is Filipino, and she's just absolutely fantastic.
So our nephews, we have 3 nephews, and they're half Filipino and half Caucasian. So,
and they speak about half Filipino, about half Caucasian.
Very little Tagalog, just about as much as we do. Anyways, there's your Filipino meat. I'm going to put this one in the freezer. And that's it for the dumpling goes. We actually, ironically, now comes the hard part. We actually have to cook. Okay, this one, we still have no audio. We're still charging up. So, this one, I think we've made for the channel before. These are chicken flautas. The difference between a flauta and a taquito, if you live on the West Coast, you know. We moved to the South, and when you would order flautas, they are corn tortillas, which is a taquito on the West Coast. So either way, these are flour tortillas. There you go. I have 1 block of cream cheese. It's been just chilling on my counter for most of the day, getting nice and soft. I'm adding 1/3 of a cup of salsa of your choice. This is our homemade picante sauce. Use whatever salsa you want, y'all. 1 cup of cheese. That was like a little mounded amount of cheese because I had it's kind of stuck together. It's fine. We pre-shredded that yesterday. To that, we are adding 2 cans of chicken. I love chicken recipes. Like I said, this gets them out of the rotation that we have in our cabinet and uses them up. Plus, that's really easy, right? The last thing we need, these are our spices. We have cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, and chili powder. I'm gonna sprinkle that on there. And then we're gonna use the tool God gave us to mix this up. Use your hands, y'all. Break up that chicken, get that cheese and that cream cheese all incorporated together. While I'm doing this, I will talk about containers. So, normally I would put this in like a foil tray, like that one, a 9x13. I would line them in there and then either bake it in the oven or you can air fry it, your choice. I don't have room, you guys. With 30 freezer meals going into my freezers, I'm running out of space. And so my idea here is I'm gonna put them into a Ziploc baggie. I think I'm gonna be able to fit that a little bit better than some of the casseroles. The hardest part about having, one, we just got our meat subscription delivered. It's not a subscription. We got our butcher box delivered. And that takes up a bulk of our freezer, but we also still, it's tomato season. We have like 7 or 8 full gallon bags of tomatoes in our freezer right now. So that's taking up a lot of space. I think I'm gonna end up having to take those out and make marinara or something tomorrow with them once they defrost. But freezer space in our house is a hot commodity. So I even asked my son, I said, do you have room? He goes, I don't even have room in my freezer, Mom. So we have a backup plan if necessary. We'll just eat them all. But so far we have about 21 meals already done and they fit in the freezer so far. Anyways, this is nice and incorporated. The mixture will end up being like this. Nothing fancy. You just want to make sure it's all good and mixed together. I think I might have a little chicken down here that's not mixed in, but let me rinse my hand off really quick. Okay, we have that sink of nice water going. It's just about at the end of its life, round 2. So this one we do in the soft taco tortillas, flour tortillas, like I was saying. Let me get these out. It should do 12. Sometimes I can stretch it a little bit farther than that, but it should do about 12 tortillas. These are filling. The first time we did it, I gave each of my kids like 5 because I was thinking like, oh, when we do like frozen taquitos, they can do 5. You don't need 5. You maybe need 2, maybe 3. So it's filling, you know. So to fill them, I'm just gonna reuse this because why not? I have leftover cheese. We're just gonna put that on the floor because I have dogs. So we just take some of our filling and then just spread it into your tortilla. I'd say that's maybe like 2-3 tablespoons of filling, maybe, going on your tortilla, like that much. Not too shabby, right? It's enough to fill you up, and with that tortilla, it's pretty much like a taco. To fold these, I fold it in half like this. Then I kind of tuck this lip under into our mixture. It sticks, then just finish rolling them. They kind of stick to themselves because of the cream cheese. And there you guys have your flauta. I put them seam down, and then we're gonna just pop them into a Ziploc baggie, like I was saying. These, you can lightly spray it with oil and air fry them, or you can cook them in the oven, or if you want to get really crazy, you can fry them in oil stovetop. It's up to you. That's like more of a traditional flauta. We usually do air fryer or oven. It's just whatever you want, you guys. Anyways, I'm gonna finish putting all of our mixture in there, but let me show you really quick how we are planning to store it. Like I was saying, you kind of just pull back and it pulls your mixture into a nice little tight tube. Then just roll. Our kid, so we have, if you're new to our channel, welcome. We have 3 adult children. Our youngest is 20. He still lives at home. We have one kid that lives in Canada, of all places. He's near Toronto. And then we have one that lives about 20 minutes away. They come over every Monday. He is engaged and they have a dog, and they come over every Monday for dinner. So that's our story. But the one that lives in Canada, this is, I think, a favorite. We would make these and we'd have maybe like 8 of them left in the fridge. And then the next morning I would get up and there'd be none left. I'd be like, bro, where the heck are where's all our stuff? Anyways, they're tasty. Kids love them because they're easy to eat. But that's all I'm gonna do, you guys. Oh, just store them like that. They pop in the freezer And then I pull them out the night before. If you want to do them from frozen and throw them in a 9x13 pan, you can do that as well. I cook them at like 350 for about an hour to make sure they're cooked through. Everything's pre-cooked, so you're really just warming them. So maybe like 45 minutes. Anyways, that's that recipe, guys. On with the next. All right, this is our first, what I'm calling casseroles, and it's really not a casserole. It's just the fact that it goes in one of our aluminum-y dishes. So we're gonna be making a meatloaf. We've been using this recipe for quite a few years now. I don't even know honestly how many. It's originally from Natasha's Kitchen. If you haven't checked out her website, it's pretty good. She has a lot of really good recipes, but we use this one. I had to adapt it slightly to work for this, but we've been using this for a very long time. So the first thing you need is a pound of ground beef. If you have a bigger family, do more. There's only the 3 of us, so we do 1 pound and it feeds us perfectly. We do serve this with mashed potatoes, which I'm gonna show you in a different video how we do freezer mashed potatoes, and we serve it with frozen corn that we heat up with butter in the oven. So we have our pound of ground beef. The first thing you're gonna need, I did forget something. No, it's right here. Shawn was like, we should go through your list to make sure you didn't forget something. I'm like, I got it all. I'm awesome. Then I almost forgot it. We need a half of an onion. We dice this pretty finely to hide it in here because you don't want big chunks of onion in your meatloaf. I missed the counter.
I still don't think I said it in that exact way.
But you were close enough.
But yes, you are awesome. And no, I don't think you missed anything.
The onion's sitting on the floor.
But it did say she would look at the recipe really quick.
We have
I'll get the onion.
a teaspoon of olive oil that just adds a little more moisture to it. If you want to leave that out, I don't think it'll make that big of a difference. I, by the way, have 2 pots of water going behind me for our pasta. So that is going to be the next round of pastas. So get your water going if you're trying to stay in time with me, which, woo! If you do, we good. The next thing I need is 1.5 teaspoons of garlic. I need it finely chopped. I'm just gonna do a scoop with my spoon of our pre-chopped garlic. We need 1 egg. This is from our chickens, which are finally laying. We have beautiful blue eggs. I think we have an olive layer. They're kind of like a greener blue, but they're beautiful. Anyways, the next thing you need is a tablespoon of ketchup. I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit in there. It's about a tablespoon. I'm tired of washing spoons, and we still have more to go. To that, you need 1/2 cup of panko breadcrumbs. If you have regular, not panko, you can use those. The panko are a little bit softer. Then we've got a couple tablespoons, it's 3 tablespoons of milk. And then I have our spices. It is some salt, some pepper, and some Italian seasoning. Going in, don't forget, I will have all the ingredient, like, denominations, that's like money, amounts linked below to go to our blog. I'm gonna mix this together with my hand because I feel like those are God's tools that he gave you for a reason. So get in there and get to it. So this one, we are gonna freeze, and then you're gonna pull it out the night before. So let it defrost while you're at work or whatever, and then we're gonna cook this in the oven. That's the easiest way to cook a meatloaf. It does need to cook for, it's about an hour, just under an hour. The original recipe on her website is a larger quantity. We have taken it down just because of our family size. Look at that, boom. So I have these foil pans. Like I said, I get the ones that don't have a dome lid. I get the ones that have the paper so I can write on it what it is and the instructions you're gonna need to actually make it. I'm gonna dump this in here, and then I'm just gonna kind of push it down a little bit. Let me block your view. To give you kind of a meatloaf shape, I like to do some dips on the edge so that your fat can kind of catch as you make it. So there's our meatloaf, you guys. I'm gonna push it down just a little bit more. Let me rinse my hand off, and then I'm gonna show you the glaze that you make for the top. So this one has, you cook it for 40 minutes, you take it out of the oven, and then you put a, kind of like a barbecue sauce concoction on the top of it, which we are going to put in a Ziploc. Then when you defrost this, you just cut the tip of it and kind of pipe it on like you would a cake. I think our next video, I might actually have my audio back, by the way. So we spent a good amount of money and we bought a camera so that we would be able to have better audio and video for you guys. Y'all, I couldn't figure that thing out. I don't know if it was broken. I don't know if I'm broken, but we're back to iPhones until we can figure out something different. This is gonna be half a cup of ketchup. Actually, it's a little, yeah, it's about half a cup of ketchup. If you don't have ketchup, then you must not have children. Ketchup is in the bag, y'all. To that, we are gonna add a splash of white vinegar. It's like about a teaspoon. The next thing you need is a tablespoon of brown sugar. I don't have a tablespoon, so we're gonna eyeball it. There you go, that's a tablespoon, y'all. And then the last things we need are garlic powder and onion powder. And those you need about a 1/4 teaspoon of each.
Tablespoon, 1/4 teaspoons.
Now that I'm already done. So this is our mixture that I'm just going to take right here.
I've got more in here.
I don't need more. We're good.
I know.
And then instead of mixing it in a container, I just mix it right in here. This makes essentially a barbecue sauce that you're gonna pipe over the top of this. Once you pipe it over the top, like I was saying, I just let this defrost because we are gonna freeze it. Cut the tip of the bag off, put it on top for the last 15 minutes. So I put it on, and then I put it back in for like 15 minutes, and it makes a beautiful glaze on top of this. I'm gonna lay this right on top of our meat, and then I'm gonna take our little cover, and this is why I like these kind, because look at that. So, like I said, I'm gonna show you in another video how we do our freezer mashed potatoes. We get, when we can, Azure Standard sells sprouted russets, and we buy them because they're $2-ish for organic potatoes, which is not bad. We buy them and we make frozen mashed potatoes, as well as French fries and things like that. But we're gonna do those with this, and then some butter corn. So, there's your meatloaf. You guys pop it in your freezer. Another one done. Another one bites the dust. Yeah. Okay, guys, I wanted to give you a quick tip. I had 2 pots of boiling water over here. We have 4 pasta recipes. 2 are using penne pasta, or you can use rigatoni. I don't care. The other one is manicotti, and then we have a lasagna roll-ups. So the 2 pennes I just cooked together. The manicotti I cooked, and then when they were done, I fished them out of the hot water, and then I saved the hot water to do our lasagna, because there's really no point to start a whole nother pot of water when it's just pasta water, and you can boil that in there. So that's just one little shortcut. Anyways, this one is gonna be a sausage and cheese penne. You can do it as a ricotta, no, what's rigatoni? I was gonna say risotto. Rigatoni as well, which I should do risotto in the next ones. Anyways, what we need for this one, we need 1 onion, which is about a cup. You can grill the onion and garlic in a pan together if you want. I didn't find it made a big enough difference in the end product to waste the pan. Then you need, how much garlic? 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. To that, I'm adding the Italian sausage we cooked up yesterday. This is the Italian sausage we get from Butcher Box. It was in casings. We just took it out and grilled it up. So we have Italian sausage for our sausage pasta dish. Hey, I made it onto the counter that time. Okay, to that, I'm going to add our spices. So we have 1.5 tablespoons of dried basil, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. I like to put it in at this point so that it kind of just gets coated on everything. So right now, we just have our mixture. To that, we are adding 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. I love this because it cooks in the oven, so you don't have to do a lot on this end. Our pasta in this one, I do pre-cook, where like the other one I didn't. This one, I just found it tasted better. It cooked down better. This is 1/2 cup of heavy cream. And that's it for our what's going in there, except for our pasta. I'm gonna grab our pasta right now.
Oh, I think I'm already grabbing it.
What in the heck? Get out. So like I said, I cooked 2 pasta dishes together. So we only need half of this pasta, and it's hot, in here. So I'm gonna try to reserve or guesstimate half. That's probably half right there. So I'm just gonna stir that.
So I felt like I had to eat it.
That doesn't even make sense.
Okay.
Don't eat this, it's raw. You look like you're gonna grab.
I was going to.
It's raw. You don't wanna eat it yet. So.
This part over here is not raw. It's popped raw.
For this one, I mean, it's technically, yeah. Dude. No, I need that for the recipes. I need to feed him dinner. So this point, because it is a lot of pasta, we're a family of 3, sometimes kids come by and stuff like that, but there's not enough of us to eat this in one meal. So what I do typically is I split it. If you are a large family, do 1 9x13 pan, like these kind, with the paper lid that goes on it. We, being a family of smaller people, we split it into 2. So you get 2 full meals out of this, and how easy was that, by the way? So I'm gonna split this between 2. Like I was saying earlier, if you have like a family member who's having surgery or somebody that's had a baby or whatever, you can make dinner for yourself and then pass this on to them. It's kid friendly because it's not spicy or anything like that, and it just heats up really well. Okay, to the top of these, we're gonna add half of a cup of, well, it's 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. Because we're having 2, I'm just gonna kind of do that over both. I'll save that for, that's not enough to save, y'all. Come on, everybody likes cheese. And then we're gonna do some mozzarella cheese as well on top of these. So when you go to bake them, all you're gonna do with these guys is, I like to pull them out the day before, but it's not necessary. Pop them in the oven, and these ones go, hold on, let me see, 350, and they're gonna go for 30 minutes if you did them in the, put them in the fridge overnight. If you do them from frozen, they take about 2 hours. Well, an hour because they're a smaller quantity. But I don't stir them because I want the cheese to stay on top. But you do you. That's what we say around here. If you want to stir it in and have like a baked ziti type of situation, that would be delicious as well. If you want to pop some ricotta in here, even better, right? All right, we have our 2 trays, and I forgot to write on my little papers that these are the papers. These ones get these lids that just sit on top of it, and I just put these on, and then you take these out. These ones have like little papers on the corners. You take these off before you bake, and there you guys go. There's our sausage, penne, and cheese bake. That one was easy, right? I love ease because cooking pasta, I mean, that's hands off because I was doing other things. I was making a meatloaf, but I like multitasking. I'm not good at it, but I like it. Anyways, 2 full meals. This will easily feed 4 adults if you split it. So that's why I do it that way. These last in the fridge. I should say with all the meals, I would try to get through most of these within 3 months. They're just not gonna hold much longer unless you like vacuum seal them, which with liquid, I wouldn't suggest. So I would suggest using these within the next 3 months. So there you guys go. There's our sausage and cheese penne. Now my lasagna noodles are done, which means next I think I'm gonna do lasagna roll-ups for you guys. Let me write on the tops of these and get these put up, as we say in the South. Can you believe you're getting a different viewpoint of my kitchen? You get to see what meal prep actually looks like versus my staged little area that I don't like you know what I mean? You know what I mean. So we've been keeping up with the dishes. We've been drying them, and we've switched this out a couple times. You kind of have to do that, otherwise literally you're gonna have mounds of dishes. So try to keep up. That's my pointer. The next recipe we are gonna be making is a chicken Alfredo bake. Oh, he's going to do dishes. Okay. This is a chicken Alfredo bake. I have 6 tablespoons of, this is salted butter. So I'm going to be a little more careful with my salt when I actually put it on. But 6 tablespoons of butter. Into that, we're going to put, 1 good tablespoon of garlic. We're getting to the nitty gritty, and Shawn did pretty good on the garlic, I must say. We still have more to go, so we're good. To that, we are gonna add, I just turned this on, so it's not really hot yet. My butter was melting from the residual heat. A couple tablespoons of flour. This is gonna make like a roux for our Alfredo sauce. This is about, there's not many that we're gonna do stovetop, but the Alfredo sauce, you really can't just throw it into a pan and expect it to turn out. It would not work correctly. So I'm just gonna stir those together until our flour and garlic and stuff kind of just starts to kind of look lovely and sticky and beautiful, which is not yet. Don't they know we're on a time crunch? Anyways, it's now 5:39 at night.
You can't say Rue in this house.
Oh, my dog's name is Rue. It's Ruger, but it is Rue. Anyways, it's 5:39 at night. We are down to, I think, 2 meals to go. I didn't start until 10:20 because I had some stuff I had to do this morning. I would have started like at 8, and then I would have probably made these all in the same day and had no problem. I also decided to take an hour-and-a-half lunch break to finish off some Etsy orders and stuff. So, all in all, I would have been done by now. But welcome to real life when you're running a YouTube channel, an Etsy shop, have a husband and a kid and dogs and chickens and have to go to the post office and you know what I mean. Anyways, our stuff is just starting to boil. I'm gonna add 4 cups of heavy cream to it. No judgment. Alfredo sauce is basically the best thing ever because it's a lot of fat. It's heavy cream and butter and delicious. So there's no way to not have this be high fat, especially because we're gonna top it with a bunch of cheese. This one is not a low calorie recipe and that's okay. So as soon as your heavy cream starts to starts to warm up, you're gonna add your Parmesan cheese into it. It's 2 cups of Parmesan cheese. At that point, we're gonna let this sit and just kind of get ooey and gooey and beautiful, and then I'm gonna turn you around and I'm gonna bring you, oh, by the way, salt and pepper to taste. I forgot that part. Like I said, we use salted butter, and so I'm being a little bit careful. If you wanna use white pepper so that it's prettier, you do you. I'm also gonna grab the nutmeg because like I told you earlier, or maybe that was yesterday, it's all starting to blend together. Nutmeg adds a special flavor when you're doing Alfredo sauce that you need in your life. If you haven't tried it, try it. You don't need a lot because nutmeg is pretty potent, but I kind of, like I showed you in a previous video, we use whole nutmeg and we have a grater that I actually got in Maine when I was a kid. I don't know how I ended up at my house. My mom had it for years. I probably stole it because I can. Anyways.
Tiny bit more.
No, that's plenty.
Tiny bit.
Nope.
No?
No, that was a lot. I already overdid it.
Oh.
Shawn likes to overdo nutmeg, and in this, you don't want it to overdo it. In French toast, you can do all you want. Just a pinch of nutmeg.
You know better than I do.
Of course I know better than you do. Anyways, I'm going to bring this to right where it starts to warm. You don't want it to boil. Add the cheese, and then as soon as it starts to incorporate and get beautiful, I'm going to turn you around and bring you to the island to show you the remaining ingredients that need to be added to make our chicken Alfredo bake. Okay, this bowl has the second box of our penne pasta, and then our sauce, I'll show you, it'll dump, is nice and thick and beautiful Alfredo sauce, you guys. Let me turn it this way and kind of use our whisk to scoop it out. But you have to watch it. It will scorch pretty easily. Don't walk away. Don't be an Ali with bacon. Every time I cook bacon, I burn it. I have to sit there and stare at it like no tomorrow so that it doesn't burn. Anyways, Alfredo sauce is in there. To that, we're going to add a couple ounces of cream cheese. We got this cream cheese. I never know what he's doing behind me.
You know how we know that she makes really good food? It's because she was holding this up and it's burned on the bottom.
Oh.
The pot.
We've had these pots for a long time.
That's how, because we cook a lot.
We cook a lot. In case you didn't know. We got this cream cheese from Azure Standard. It is a Sierra Nevada organic farmhouse cream cheese. It is very creamy and it's so good. It doesn't have the normal tang, but we did a cream cheese taste test recently. And so there you guys go. We need a couple ounces of this. It's just gonna melt in, you guys. So just gonna plop that in there. We'll do all the loose residual stuff too. To that, this is the chicken breast we cooked yesterday and we stuck into a Ziploc. I saved the Ziplocs because there's a high probability we're gonna use it for another recipe. Here, I'm not done with this one yet. Okay. You need about a cup of mozzarella cheese going in there. We're gonna have to grate more mozzarella. I'm the type of person that when it says, I'm the type of person that when it says 1 cup of mozzarella, I accidentally add 2. It's just what happens. So now we're just gonna stir this together, you guys. Look at that. I mean, come on. The cheese is gonna start to melt. Our cream cheese is gonna melt in there. This is one that my cheese-loving child would adore. It's got the little bits of chicken. You could leave the chicken out on this one, by the way, if you just wanna have an Alfredo bake. Or things like Italian sausage rings would be really good in here as well. This one, you do not put cheese on top because you've already put the whole world of cheese in the mix. Look at that. I mean, it looks like when you make Rice Krispie treats, except it's cheese. Nobody's gonna complain about that. I know what we're having for dinner tonight now. I'm just kidding. Okay, so this one again, it makes a lot. And so you can do the 9x13 if you have a large family. We're doing 2 of these bad boys again. So these are the ones again with the paper lids. I'm gonna write on top of them what they are. This one, let's see. This one, I'm trying to see how long you cook it. We did have to change it slightly from the original version to make it freezer friendly, but you are gonna pull this out, stick it in your fridge in the morning. Let it defrost overnight or that day or whatever you want to do. Cook it from defrosted. It takes like a half hour-ish to cook through. If you want to cook it from frozen, it does take 2 hours. So I would definitely defrost it, save yourself some time. I will put that one, of course, on the blog. And this one I like because it has a little bit of chicken in it. You really don't need anything else. If you want to serve a salad or something with it, go for it. But come on now. It's just a ooey gooey bakey mess. If you don't like cheese, you won't like this. I'm just saying. If you want to top it with more cheese, I don't blame you. Go for it. Make sure you scrape that bowl and get all that Alfredo in there. Alrighty, you guys. That is 2 more meals. What I like about these is, like I've been saying this whole time, is you can split a lot of these. And so we ended up not being able to make all of our meals because somebody didn't quite plan correctly. But when you make up for it by making doubles of things, I'm just saying, winner in my book. Okay, I'm gonna get on to the next one. I'm gonna pop the lids on these and then they just go straight in the freezer, you guys. Which is the point? They're freezer meals. Okay, you guys, the next thing we're gonna be doing are lasagna roll-ups. You can make this as a flat lasagna, but we're doing it as a roll-up is a little easier to cut, and so that's why we do it this way. We have a pound of ground beef that we cooked. I should have done it yesterday. I don't know why I didn't. With a little bit of onion and garlic and oregano. You're gonna cook that down and make it nice and crumbly, and then you're adding just a can or jar of your favorite marinara sauce over the top of it, and then we're gonna turn you around to the island and show you what we're gonna do next to build our lasagna. But our meat sauce is done, you guys. Basic, super simple meat sauce. I think this is recipe 29, y'all. That's how close we are to the end of this craziness. So I have our meat sauce that we've already done. I have a 15-ounce container of ricotta cheese. Like I said, we normally make our own, you guys. I don't find store-bought ricotta to be all that great, but because I knew I was going to be exhausted today, which I'm getting delusional at this point, I just decided to buy store-bought. I just bought the best brand that I could, and it is what it is. 1 egg going in. All right, get your egg kind of slightly mixed into your ricotta. And then to that, we are gonna add 1/4 of a cup of parm. We have just the shredded parm. I normally do not use shredded cheese in a bag like this, but for Parmesan, because I knew we were gonna be using so much, I did go ahead and just get that this time. 1/4 cup of that going in. We ran out of mozzarella from our prep day. I probably overdid some, which is why we're doing that. So Shawn is over here.
We ran out of mozzarella. We didn't run out of mozzarella.
We didn't run out of mozzarella, but we ran out of shredded.
It'll be grated up here in just a second.
Yeah, we'll have it.
Don't let this woman take anything away from her. She's been working really hard today. So she's a little
delusional.
Ready to sit on the couch.
I already told Shawn, he said, what do you want to do tonight? I said, I want to watch a movie about somebody cooking.
But the honesty is, when you do the work,
it's going to pay dividends on the other side. It's going to be amazing.
We get to take the next month off, basically.
I mean, I wish that was the case.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I'll have more mozzarella in a second.
Because I won't have to concentrate on dinners, it means I'm going to be able to put out really good content for you. He's getting the rest of that mozzarella going for me right now. So this one, I'm going to put in one big baking sheet because honestly, we are running out of space. Fridge is now going to get some of these and we'll just eat them over the next couple days because, like I said, it's tomato season, y'all. I'm going to use this 9x13 that we have going on over here. And I'm going to put, I don't know, like some of our meat sauce just in the bottom of it to kind of create a layer for this to all go on. Hopefully that's not too drippy. It is. That's okay. If you haven't been to our Etsy shop, this one's filthy because I use it so much and I really need to wash it. We do make hot pads. So if you have not, whoops, that was a little more than I wanted, but that's okay. If you haven't been to our Etsy shop, go check it out. We make really cute stuff. And I'm going to dirty it up. It's fine. It'll wash up beautifully. We make bread bags too, some jewelry, we make garden boxes and garden trugs. I mean, we make all different stuff. So if you want to support our channel, that's the best way to do it. Okay, he's doing that. And then what else am I doing?
Mozzarella.
Oh, we have to roll this. That's what we're doing.
I was going to make a joke and just throw it, but there's...
I have a lot going on. We threw cheese yesterday. We don't need to do that again. Okay.
What are you thinking?
I need 2 more cups after that. Here, you can have this back.
Problem.
That's enough for this, but we need 2 more cups because our last final recipe, which is going to be manicotti, needs some mozzarella cheese as well. Like I was saying yesterday, we get a mozzarella cheese from Azure Standard that is like life-changing. I don't know if it's life-changing, but for us, it upped our recipes, and that's pretty impressive.
I may or may not have eaten a couple of handfuls.
Shawn's been over there eating cheese. It is getting late in the day. It's now 6:11 at night. I like to give you guys timestamps, mostly because I want you to know kind of the work involved in a day like this. But like I said before, we took some breaks. We started late. You could have this done for sure by 5 p.m. So think like a normal day job. You could have had this done. That's not too shabby. Take a day off of work. Take a no reason day and cook. If only it was that easy, right? I have my pre-cooked lasagna noodles. They're totally cool at this point because they've been chilling in my colander. And all I'm gonna do is take our cheese and smear it onto these. Sometimes it's a little easier with a small spoon or a smaller spatula. So do whatever you gotta do to get it on there. So once I roll them, they're just gonna go into our pan with our meat. I'm gonna start on this one. This should make like 12. Sometimes I can do a little bit more since there's usually more than 12 lasagnas in a box. I think usually it's about 15, but it just depends on the cheese. You do what the cheese tells you to do. So I kind of just do it like that. And then all I do is roll these up. We prefer these because they're easier to grab out of the pan. I hate lasagna. It slides all over the place. Anyways, this one, just set it in, I hope you can see, set it in what you already have is meat going on there. We're gonna end up with a little extra space in that pan, I think, but that's okay. I was gonna split this recipe as well, but like I said, we're running out of space, y'all. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just gonna continue rolling all of these. I do like to put seam down, even though I forgot to on the first one. Let me flip it over. Seam down. That way when they're baking, they don't move around or anything like that. Okay, it ended up making 15 lasagna roll-ups. I did go ahead and throw a little Parmesan cheese on top of it because it looks pretty. And then I did go ahead and throw a little bit of parsley on it, but that is what it looks like pre-cooked. It's heavy, you guys. This would definitely feed a crowd. I think this will be a Monday night meal for our family because that's when our kids come over and we eat a little extra. Plus, they really like stuff like this, like stuffed shells and manicotti and stuff. So this will be next Monday night's dinner for my crew. Anyways, there you guys go. That's that one. On to the final recipe. Wait, nope, that's not true. I have two more. Two more recipes, you guys. I'm a liar. This is a heavy one. We're getting there, you guys. The next one we have are just basic cheese enchiladas. This is not fancy. I'm pretty sure we've done different variations of this on the channel, but it is an easy one and it's really not expensive. So that's why we like to do this one. I'm just doing 1 9x13 for this one. If you wanted to split it and do 2 and bulk it up, really easily can do that. I will do this on a Monday night when our kids are over. So I'm doing 12 total enchiladas. We get this Sweet Creek enchilada sauce. I like it because I don't like traditional enchilada sauce. To me, it has a vinegary, chili powdery that I don't love. This one doesn't have that as strong, so I really enjoy this one. We get it from Azure. I'm gonna put a little bit of this at the bottom. That just prevents your enchiladas from sticking to the pan. Just kind of swish it around and set that to the side. I just totally touched my face. Hold on. I'm really bad about like having nose itches and stuff while cooking food. Anyways, this is the last of that calico cheese. This is a Jack mixed cheese we pre-shredded yesterday. I have corn tortillas. All I did was take just a frying pan with a little bit of oil, use whatever oil you're comfortable with, and fry them just enough that they're floppy. They are, but they're like slightly crispy on the edge. It helps hold them together so that when you go to serve them, you can figure out which enchilada is which. So all I'm gonna do is take our tortillas. I'm gonna put all of them on my cutting board so that I can divvy out my cheese because we're at the tail end of this, in case you guys didn't know, because I've told you 70 times. I'm laying all these out. Yes, they are oily. That is kind of the point. It helps them cook a little bit better and freeze well. All right. Tortillas, dirt cheap, right? Am I right? We bought these ones because we're lazy. Not always. Sometimes we're not lazy, but I was not about to make tortillas on top of all this today. This is the Jack cheese. I'm literally just going to divvy it up.
We are not lazy.
We are not lazy. And we just made 30
We're not lazy
ingredient healthy ingredients.
If you ever need a Papa John's night,
it
I
happens.
understand, but that's not typical for us.
No.
But
So,
this looks amazing.
I was laughing. If you guys are new to the channel,
I still want to just take one of these tortillas and walk away with it, but I
can't.
want to be.
You don't want to be that person.
So.
Not at the tail end of this day. So I was laughing because somebody was recently saying, and in case you're new to the channel, I do rants, which means I just give my opinion on rando stuff or talk about whatever I feel like talking about. Right now we're making enchiladas, so I have time. They were saying they were an ingredient-based household. And I was like, I've never heard of an ingredient-based household. What on earth does that mean? So I started scouring the internet to figure this out because I was so intrigued by this. Y'all, why do we have to make up words? And if you're an ingredient-based household, I apologize. But we're old school around here. We don't use new words. We have been an ingredient-based household since like 1997, before it existed. We're the OG of ingredient-based households. All it means, you guys, is that you cook from scratch using whole ingredients. That's like what your grandma did. This is not new information. Okay, rant over, we're moving on. So if you're ingredient-based, it's not new and cool. It just means you're doing the way you should be doing. Anyways, so we're ingredient-based household now. We're cool. Okay, that's it. Anyways, there's our cheese, divvied out. We're done with yet another bag. We're to the tail end, you guys. All you're gonna do with these is kind of like we did the flautas earlier. I fold them in half and then I kind of pull back against the ingredients so that it makes a nice little tube. And then we're just gonna put them face down in the enchilada sauce we already have going over here. If you want to make these chicken or ground beef or shredded beef, or if you have leftover, I don't know, whatever you want to throw in here. Some canned chicken would be just fine too. Go for it. I didn't want to do any more meat. I was looking for a couple meatless options, and this for me is just a cheap and easy one. When we serve this, we serve it with some kind of Mexican rice, typically, loads of sour cream. If I had thought about it, I would have put a toothpick in the top of each one. When I do them, normally I put a toothpick in the top of each one and an olive so you know where they are. The toothpicks stick out of the top of the foil, so we're not doing that today. But we serve it with Mexican rice and usually some kind of refried beans, large amounts of sour cream, and you don't really need hot sauce because enchilada sauce already has like a flavor to it. Oops, that cheese is gonna go in that one. In general. Anyways, if you guys have made it this far, I applaud you. Just saying. This has been quite the ride, has it not? I'm tired of me, and you guys have watched 3 days of me doing this now. So, you know the good thing is, tomorrow I get to clean my kitchen up. It's really not that bad. We have really kept up with the dishes, but tomorrow I will clean my freezers to make space for some of this. So tonight it'll go in the fridge just for now. And I'm just gonna put that cheese in there too. We've really kept up with it. The floor, my dogs have
I'm not tired of you yet.
Thank you, lover. My dogs have cleaned up the scraps off the floor as I've gone, so I'll vacuum. But really, overall, holy moly, y'all, for making 30 plus meals today, we're looking not too shabby. Rest of your enchilada sauce is just gonna go over the top of these. I don't even know if you can see at this point. I've not stopped caring because I care, but so we made the Mexican rice for our burritos. If you had some left, we used it last night for dinner, so we didn't have any left. You could totally scooch these to one side and set some rice in there. It'll get a little enchilada sauce on there, but nobody's gonna complain about that. Anyways, these ones go in. These again, I pull out and fully defrost them in the refrigerator. And then I bake them at 375 for 30 to 40 minutes till they're like nice and bubbly. If you want to put cheese on top of them, go for it. I find that if you do, it makes it harder to find the individual enchiladas, but then it's just like an enchilada casserole, which is also bomb.com. So yet another one. Heading to freezer camp. You guys, this is the final recipe. We have made it. We've made it. It is now almost 7 o'clock at night. This was quite the endeavor. We took breaks and stuff, but really it was probably 9 hours straight of cooking to get through 30 meals. Yeah. Anyways, let's get to it so we can be on with the day, because I was just telling Shawn, I never even went and said hi to my chickens today. They're probably ticked at me. First thing you guys need is 3 to 4 cups of marinara. I tend to like to do a little extra because I just do. I like it to be a little wetter when you scoop it versus I don't like when the noodles get dried out. So I'm doing about 2 jars, so about 4 cups, just under 4 cups of pasta sauce. If you like it drier, do 3, but there you guys go. To that, I'm gonna add some heavy cream. This just takes the acidity down a little bit. You would think I would get a bigger container, but no, why would I? And you're just gonna lightly try to stir those together. It would be better if I had a bigger container, but you know, such is life, right? We show you real life here at Little Hill Homestead where we make messes, you know. By the way, if you made it to the end and you're still enjoying these, hit subscribe, hit the bell, give me a comment.
Cheese, but bigger container is right there.
I know, but it's full of stuff. So you're going to take half of this and we're going to pour it into our 9x13 aluminum pan that we have going on here, just to make sure things don't stick. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just enough. All right, to get, I'm gonna set that over there so it's out of your way, but there we go. I didn't use any, my marinara sauces that I picked were just basic traditional ones, so there you guys go. Let me wipe this off my hand. I've had red sauce on the tip of my hand for like 10 minutes. Anyways, to this, we have 30 ounces of ricotta cheese. I'm gonna drop 3 eggs into my ricotta. This just kind of just holds it up a little bit. When you put it into the manicotti, it kind of just firms it up as it cooks. Let me get those just going in a little bit. Why did I pick the smallest spoon in the world for this? It's fine, because I'm done. That's why. So if you guys have any special requests for the next time we do this, or if you're like, yeah, we definitely want to see more freezer meals, let me know, because this was quite the endeavor. It might take me a year to recuperate. If you really like it though, and you say please, I might do it again.
Sounds like we need bigger spoons and bigger bowls.
We do. I do. I need more. I need to get another one like this. Anchor Hawking, I think it is. Anyways, to this, we're going to add some nutmeg, you guys, because, you know, it just goes so well. We taste tested the store-bought ricotta. It's not good, you guys. It's sweet. Ricotta shouldn't be sweet. It should be creamy and good. And they leave the whey in it to make it heavier. So it just has a different flavor, you guys. Anyways, make your own ricotta. We have a recipe on the channel, and it is totally worth it. The best part is if you go to the grocery store and you can find milk like about to expire and they discount it, take it home, make yourself some ricotta. You're going to be amazed at the difference. Amazed. I'm going to do a little bit of parsley and a little bit of garlic. Don't forget, the recipe will be on our blog, so you can head over there if you want exact quantities. The last thing we're going to be adding, I got the nutmeg, is 1 cup of... We have 2 cups of mozzarella. We're going to split it and do part of it on top. We have 1 cup of Parmesan, and we're going to split that as well. So I just stuck it in a bowl and did it like that. We also have 12 manicotti that we pre-cooked, and I always just throw them back in the plastic because it's a great holding case. I am ticked because I think half of these ripped. Whatever brand this was that I bought, we have a hard time finding these though. So we kind of have to do what we have to do. But they stunk, y'all. They ripped it pretty good. We're gonna do our best to pipe or fill them and hide it anyways. So we'll see what we can do. But you do need like 14 of them. We are gonna take some of our mixture and we're gonna put it into a Ziploc because it makes it like a piping bag. And so it makes it, where's my little doodad? It makes it really easy to fill the ricotta if you have a piping bag. Shawn does this typically. We have another manicotti recipe that we do with a homemade marinara that's like super chunky and garlicky. That one is really good too. This one does better in the freezer. So that's why we're doing this one. I'm just gonna dump this in here. Please don't slide. Ah! It's usually really good. These lower down typically, so that doesn't happen. So I'm gonna save some of our mixture and do round 2. So all you're gonna do with this bad boy is, you have to be careful with these because a lot of them now, thank you. A lot of them now have where it's like the sittable bag, and so the bottom is weird. So you can't use it as a piping bag like you used to back in the day. So pick one that has that. All we're gonna do is take our manicotti. See, some of these, I mean, that's not even a manicotti at this point. Like, what is that? Do your best to find one that is still intact. It's hard one-handed. Open that for me.
Open that?
But, yeah.
Oh, you like this?
Yeah. Try not to rip it like I did on every other one. The other one's ripped while they were boiling. Like, it doesn't even make sense.
I do find it's easiest if you go from one side there. Stop there. And if we turn it, we can do it on the other side. It'll rip on the ends a little bit. It always does. That's not a big deal. And you try to just check the middle there. Make sure it's close enough.
These ones that ripped, I'm literally just going to pipe like that and then fold them. And then we're just going to set these. Good, so. We're just going to set those right into our red sauce that we already have going on over here. They're like all ripped.
No, this one isn't.
Welcome in. Y'all, I'm going to breathe a big sigh of relief and take some Tylenol after this. This is what our manicotti looks like when you get it in the tray. I'm going to take the last of our red sauce that we had and just kind of put it over the top. Like I was saying, I like to do a little extra because I feel like it makes it like a beautiful, I don't know. Plus you had 2 extra jars. So let me pop this into the sink. Then we're gonna take our last of our cheese and sprinkle it on top of it. Sometimes when I put cheese on top of things like this, I will put a piece of plastic wrap over the top of it and spray it with a little bit of oil so that our cheese and stuff doesn't stick to it when you put it in the freezer. So I will do that off camera because I'm kind of done, y'all. Anyways, Shawn and I decided we were gonna have the chicken baked for dinner, so I did go ahead and bake that in the oven. So that just came out, but like it just gets a little brown on top and delicious. So that, y'all, my camera died and I filmed a whole part of how we finished our manicotti. But here's our manicotti. All that you do is once you have the tubes filled with your cheese, you pour your red sauce on top and then the remainder of your cheese. I put a layer of plastic wrap across the top with a little bit of oil sprayed on it so that the cheese doesn't stick when you go ahead and put the lid on. I also decided that we're gonna have this for dinner tonight, so I did go ahead and pop that in the oven. It got a little toasty and beautiful. So that's where that is. I wanted to give you the final tally because y'all, we are done. We ended up with 28 recipes. 2 of them I ended up with, we're gonna save the bell pepper and onion from our fajitas, and I'm gonna make that just on its own without freezing it. And then the beef stew, I didn't have another chuck roast. I don't know what happened there, but it's, you know, I tried really hard. So we ended up with 28 for sure. Plus I split the chicken Alfredo, which we're having for dinner tonight, and the sausage cheese penne we split. So that makes me at 30. Plus there's something else that I split. Oh, the Cuban pork we made yesterday, we had for dinner last night. So that is 31 meals that we made. I think that's it. But check it out. Our counter is clean, 0 ingredients. And by the way, this is the first day that our 9 chickens all laid their eggs. We got all the colors. It was beautiful. And yeah, this is the last of our dishes. We have kept up with them beautifully. I have the most amazing sous chef in the world, and he did dishes all day to keep up with my madness. But let me take you over to the freezer and show you what it looks like now. So I have to clean this freezer. This is the one on our main refrigerator. I need to clean it. The meatloaf ended up in here. I'm going to clean out some of the tomatoes we have in here to fit the other trays. Whatever doesn't fit, we're gonna eat for dinner this week. Let's walk over to the other freezer over here so you can see that we are fully stocked, y'all. No joke, can't fit anything else in here. This top shelf, I mean, it's all the way to the back. There was no meat in here, so this is definitely full. We have another shelf completely full. There was no meat behind that one. They're still freezing. This is a whole other shelf, totally full. And then this is a half shelf. There was some stuff behind. And then we have our flautas and one more here. I literally cannot fit anything else. Butcher Box is gonna have to wait until we have gone through some of these. But y'all, this thing is completely full and I still have all the ones on the island to put away. So I call that a success. That being said, we made it, y'all. What was that, 32 meals we ended up with? A lot. I think almost every single one that we have in here, except for one, will make multiples. So the flautas will end up being 3 meals for us, and almost everything else in here will be a lunch the next day, because there's a lot of meat, a lot of good veggies, a lot of good stuff. So our corn chowder, I know, also splits to 2 meals. So in my books, looking at it like final, I think we probably have 45 dinners in total. And we spent about $400 on everything, including our aluminum pans. So, y'all, we blew it out of the water. I know I already told my husband thank you, but thank you again. Hit him up, say thank you. He's sitting over there watching. But definitely do this with somebody. If that just means a radio in the background and Jesus on your side, by all means, take all the help you can get. Anyways, it is now, we did go visit our chickens for a few minutes. It's 7:28 at night. We didn't start until 10:20 in the morning, and we took an hour-and-a-half lunch, plus a few other little things in there. So in all, I call this a huge success. Hit the blog up for all of our recipes, and if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. We try to answer anything we can. Thanks guys so much for watching. If you want to see more of these, let me know.